Great Barrier Reef. Let's talk. The Great Barrier Reef is the largest reef in the world, and quite frankly, I was stumped to find out the Great Barrier Reef is slowly dying. Now I don't know about you, but this doesn't float my boat. In fact, it sinks it. So here are our top 3 tips on how you can do your bit to help save the Great Barrier Reef. Stick around for our big scale plan on how we can save the reef and also help preserve it for many generations to come. Now on to our co-host for more.
If you're going to go visit the Great Barrier Reef, make sure to pick up some reef-safe sunscreen. If you don't know, sunscreen can have a massive impact on the hard corals found on the reef. Many chemicals in sunscreen, like oxybenzone, can increase the susceptibility to coral bleaching and the coral's DNA. So make sure you're using that reef-safe sunscreen or I will hunt you down. I'm not joking. Top tip number 2 comes from Cash Money Tyrone. If you've been spending too much time in the basement watching TV, have a change of pace. Help out by cleaning the beaches and getting rid of the plastic on. The plastic is dangerous to the reef and the wildlife for the diseases that it can spread. Without volunteers helping clean the beaches, we might as well be taking a dump in the ocean. You don't want to do that, do you? Top tip number 2 comes from Champ. Now if you're out there on the reef in a boat and you think you've got the liquid Hershey squirties because you decided to have a red hot curry last night, don't take a stinky bog overboard. That's filthy. That's disgusting. Shame on you. Human waste is a major problem and threat to the coral reefs. It affects the coral's health and makes them susceptible to diseases. Save the reef, you grot.
Hey, Mac has just called. They said they wanted their clown back. Now, on to our sponsor.
Hey guys, Ron here. Are you tired of being tired? Well, I've got the solution for you. Refuel. It's mean, it's lean, and it's definitely not green. In fact, it comes in a variety of flavors and colors to keep you entertained. These colors include Bog Creek Brown and Daffodil Dolphin. Does it taste like dolphin or daffodil? I don't know, but it tastes pretty good. Okay, now Refuel has come out with this new flavor, and scientists are mind-boggled. They believe that you'll love it. Okay, you'll just love it. It's called Blue. Okay, Blue. B-L-U-E. There's an E in there. Now, how does it work? Well, it comes in a jar like this. Just a powder like that. Okay, you take your favorite drink here. I've got some mineral turpentine, okay? Love that stuff. But it gets the flavor's a bit tangy. Okay, so I add some of my refuel, okay? Now, this one right here is purple. I don't know the name. Purple. Add a bit. Give it a stir. And wham. Your refuel, all hydrated. Now I hear you say this. You say, Ron, well, how do I get this? Well, it's easy. You just head over to refuel.com/SaveTheGBT. That's refuel.com/SaveTheGBT. You'll get 15% off. And that's pretty good to me. Alright, now that we're energized, here's our top tip. Number 1. If you're still drinking bottled water in 2021, just like this, shame on you. When you chuck a water bottle into the bin, the water bottle then goes into the tip. It breaks down into little teeny weeny bits, and then the plastic seeps into the soil. And then it's washed straight into our waterways. Now, bottles can also make their way into the ocean. And then a lovely old and wise sea turtle like Master Uruguay They see it. They then think they've scored themselves a cheeky feed. Now, but then they choke and they die because, in fact, that jellyfish, it wasn't a jellyfish. It was a 500ml Fiji water bottle. And that didn't even look like a jellyfish. Now, I prompt you to go for a more environmental option, like a reusable bottle or something like a Hydro Flask. And if you're one of those naturalists out there, it's all around you. Use a creek.
Thank you for those top 3 tips. They were really cool, but this is a little cooler. Now, time for our long-term solution for saving and helping to preserve the Great Barrier Reef. Now, obviously, the best solution would be to close off the entire reef altogether from tourists and boats, but unfortunately, the reef provides so much work for the nearby area, and it would be a devastating impact for the economy. Instead of that, we've decided to divide the reef up into 7 sections, similar to that of a popular farming practice called crop rotation. For a certain time period, only 6 of the 7 sections would be open for the public to use, while one of those sections would have time to rehabilitate and grow back. This would continue to rotate between each of the sections. This way, the reef can work effectively and hopefully it can last longer. Thank you so much for watching our ad, and I hope this has been interesting.